What's going on, guys? I've got here a 2024 Nissan Altima, and I'm going to use this car to point out to you the location of some fuses for the air conditioning, as well as to give you some troubleshooting steps. So we're going to begin by looking inside the fuse box that's to the left of the steering wheel. You can open it by just prying down from the top. On the back of the cover, you can read about some of the fuses in here, but I'll just go ahead and point out to you the location of the blower motor fuse. It's the green 30 amp fuse right here, the one on the left. So this provides power for the blower motor. That's the fan that moves the air inside the car. And if that fuse is blown, you can get it back up again with the spare fuse located just to the right of it. Now there's also a 10 amp fuse. It's this red fuse right here that my fingernail is on. This provides power to the air conditioning amplifier. And if you want to remove these fuses, you can use the included fuse puller. You simply click it onto the fuse and then pull straight back. So that will pull the fuse out like so, and the fuse will drop out through the bottom of the fuse puller. And I'll just show you, this is what a good fuse looks like. You can see that the metal inside is intact. So let's get that reinstalled. Now the rest of the stuff I'm going to point out to you is under the hood. So let's get this cover reinstalled and we'll move there. There's another 10 amp fuse located inside of this cover. And to remove it, you pull these tabs to the side while you lift up on the box. And you lift this straight up. There's a lot of wires in here. Now the 10 amp fuse here is for providing power to an AC valve that is located on the air compressor. And that AC valve, it's going to be the bottom 10 amp red fuse. So the one furthest away from my finger, I'm pointing at it right there. So again, this provides power to a mixing valve that is on the air conditioning compressor. And I believe that's because this AC compressor is a variable displacement compressor, so it's more efficient. Now let's take a look at the AC compressor itself. We're going to find that on the front of the engine. It is beneath the alternator. So let's look down here. So that is the AC compressor. Now you'll note on the front of the compressor, there's a belt, and then on the outside of that, there's the clutch. Now, when the engine is on, if the AC compressor is working properly, you should see the front of this pulley spinning when the AC is on. If the front of the pulley is not spinning, then it could be that your AC compressor clutch has failed. The connector for your AC clutch is the black connector. So when that receives power from the control module, it should lock up the front of that compressor. The AC valve that I mentioned earlier, the connector for that is the gray connector beneath it. Now, as far as checking the level of refrigerant, there is a low side valve and a high side valve. If you remove these caps and see that there's green dye, then that means that your system has been looked at before by someone else, and they've put green dye into the system to try to detect a leak. The idea being that the green dye lights up under a black light. And this system does use the new 1234YF refrigerant. So you can't use, some of the stuff you've had laying around for a while for an older vehicle. This has the more energy efficient, the newer stuff, which is also slightly flammable. So yeah, other things that can keep your air conditioning from working on your Altima is if your check engine light is on, your computer will actually disable the AC. So, if you've got a misfire, don't go chasing the air conditioning rabbit hole if that check engine light is on. So try clearing that light or repairing whatever is causing that light to come on, and then revisit the air conditioning system, reevaluate that. But yeah, I hope that this information was helpful for you. Please do let me know down below if you have any questions or any advice about the air conditioning on your Nissan Altima.